Hello, and welcome to lesson 14-2. In this lesson, we're going to focus on graphing data using ordered pairs. So this lesson, they'll provide you with the ordered pair, and you're going to practice graphing it on a coordinate grid. Let's go ahead and watch our short video lesson, and then jump into our notes and guided practice together.
How do you graph a point on a coordinate grid? Think about this question during the lesson. The table shows the growth of a plant over a period of several days. Graph ordered pairs to show the plant's growth. Let x be the number of days, and let y be the height of the plant in centimeters. Which is an ordered pair in the table?
Select your answer.
Okay, so since they told us that the x coordinates are going to be the time and the y coordinates are going to be the height, you're going to look at your numbers in this order: 1, 4, 3, 8, and so on. So the ordered pair we're going to select, we can either select 1, 4, 3, 8, 5, 10, 7, 11, or 9, 14. Now the only one of those that is available in these options is 1, 4.
The ordered pairs are 1, 4, 3, 8, 5, 10, 7, 11, and 9, 14. Step 1. Graph the first point, 1, 4. Start at 0, 0. Move 1 unit to the right along the x-axis. Then move 4 units up. Does the green arrow show how to graph the first number in the ordered pair or the second number? How do you know?
Now the green arrow shows us how we move along the x-axis. So the x-axis shows you the x coordinate, and you're going to be looking at the first number in your ordered pair. So your green arrow is going to show your first number in your ordered pair, which is your x coordinate.
The green arrow shows the first number in the ordered pair. The first number always tells how far to move along the x-axis, as the green arrow does. Why is the x-axis labeled time, days, and the y-axis labeled height, centimeters?
When you go to label
The
your
x-axis is labeled time, days, because x is the number of days, and the y-axis is labeled height, centimeters, because y is the height of the plant. Step 2. Plot the rest of the ordered pairs from the table. Use a ruler to connect the points. What is the ordered pair representing the height of the plant on day 3? The ordered pair 3, 8 represents the height of the plant on day 3.
Now you know how you graph a point on a coordinate grid.
All right, let's go ahead and get started on our notes and our guided practice. So our lesson title again is Graph Data Using Ordered Pairs, and how do you graph a point on a coordinate grid? That's going to be our focus question. So remember, ordered pairs tell you the exact location of a point on a coordinate grid. The x-coordinate tells you how far across the x-axis you move. That's this bottom one. And the y-coordinate tells you how far up the y-axis you move. That's the one that stands up. So graph and label the points for each of the ordered pairs that you see on the grid, and then we're going to connect those points using line segments. So point A, they said, is at the location 2, 1. So I went across 2 on my x-axis from my origin, from my 0, and then I went up 1, and that's where I plotted point A. point B was at 5, 1. So I went back to my origin, went across 5 on the x-axis and up 1, and plotted point B. For point C, I went across 5 and up 4, and I plotted point C there. And then for point D, it was located at 2, 4, so I went across 2 and then went up 4 and plotted that point. Now, when I connected these together, you can see that I formed a square. So that was a shape that I made when I connected the points with line segments. Now, you can use a ruler, and you should use a ruler to connect points on a coordinate grid. For the next one, it says graph the points on the grid and connect to form a shape. So for point A, I went across 2 and up 4. For point B, I went across 1 and up 2. For point C, I went across 2 and I did not go up anything. I went up 0, so I just plotted it on the x-axis. For point D, I went across 3 and up 0. So again, that one is plotted on the x-axis. For point E, I went across 4 and up 2. And point F, I went across 3 and up 4. When I used my ruler to connect my line segments, I saw that I made a hexagon here. Let's take a look at another example. It says point C is located at 10, 3, and point D is located at 4, 3. What is the horizontal distance between the 2 points? Explain. Remember, vertical is across and horizontal, vertical is up and down, horizontal is across. So since horizontal means across, we're looking how far apart they are on the x-axis. So if C is at 10, 3 and D is at 4, 3, I'm finding the difference between the numbers in the x-coordinate locations. So 10 take away 4 is 6. The distance between point C and point D is 6 units. And let's look at one more example before our guided practice. This one says, how is graphing 0, 2 different from graphing 2, 0? So I labeled them points A and B. Now in 0, 2, the x is 0. So that means I'm not going across at all, but I'm only moving up 2. And in 2, 0, that tells me that the x is 2. So I go across 2, but I don't go up anything because the 0 is now in the y coordinate location. So these ones are across from each other. One sits on the x-axis and one sits on the y-axis. All right, let's look at our guided practice. Our first question says, Natalie is graphing point T at 1, 8. Should she move to the right 8 units or up 8 units? Explain. So since the 8 over here is located in the y coordinate location, that means we're going to move 8 units up on the y-axis. For number 2, describe how to graph point CD. So instead of labeling it with numbers, I labeled my coordinates or my axes with letters. So A, B, C, D on the x-axis, A, B, C, D on the y-axis. And then I went across the letter C and up to the letter D, and that's where I plotted point C, D. For 3 through 6, we're going to be plotting various points on this grid. So it tells us that point E is at 1, 3. So I go across 1 and up 3, and I can plot point E right there. For point F, it says go across 4 and up 4. So I went across 4 and up 4, and I plotted point F. For point G, it says plot it at 5, 2. So I went across 5 and up 2. And then for point H, it says is located at 0, 2. So I went across nothing and just up 2 spaces. And I was able to plot all 4 of my points that way. All right, that takes us to the end of our notes and our guided practice for today. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.